Hi, Mary. So I want you to listen to what I'm going to read to you, and then I'm going to give some input. So I received this letter from Congressman Richard Hudson's office. What it says is, thank you for contacting me regarding your concerns involving the Gibsonville Police Department. I appreciate you taking the time to share this matter with my office. After careful review, it appears that your concerns involve a dispute with a local law enforcement agency. As a member of Congress, I do not have jurisdiction over local or state enforcement agencies and cannot direct, review, or intervene in the investigations, personal decisions, or other official actions. Nevertheless, in an effort to assist you, my staff contacted both the Federal Bureau of Investigations and North Carolina State Bureau of Investigations to share your concerns and determine whether either agency could provide additional assistance. The FBI provided the following response. Mr. Turner did submit a tip via our online tip form in 2022. The details he provided were sent to our Charlotte office, where they were assessed and determined that the FBI did not have any jurisdiction to investigate. He has advised to provide further information to substantiate his claims if he disagreed with that determination, which he has not done. The North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation provided the following response. I looked at our files, and the FBI does not have any cases related to Mr. Turner. And in order for the SBU a claim, he would need to receive a request for assistance from a local police department, sheriff's office, or district attorney. Otherwise, you don't have jurisdiction over these types of cases. Although his issue seems to be with local police, he could contact the county sheriff or district attorney to see if he can get help. So are you still there, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
So let me address a couple things to you. First of all, I've contacted the FBI multiple times since 2022. I filed multiple claims that I've screenshotted. Now, the last time I contacted the FBI was after I submitted another dispute. This was about a month ago, and in which the person hung up on me and said, so first of all, they've never reached out to me about submitting information. That's a lie. I've reached out to them. No, and nothing has ever been mentioned about submitting information. I have no emails, so they might want to check that because they're lying. Also, I'm recording this conversation because I'm going to put it on Facebook and YouTube. Secondly, the FBI. I reached out to the FBI. Let me tell you about the FBI. The FBI blocked me on Facebook. Now, that isn't something that you do when you're unbiased. You don't block people on the government Facebook page. Additionally, I reached out to them numerous times as well. I can't get a hold of them. I've actually recorded myself being hung up on multiple times. Currently, let me tell you what the FBI has on me. They issued a misuse of 911. This is the second time from the same occurrence. And I'll tell you this, the FBI, so Terry Johnson is Alamance County Sheriff for his role. So basically, I've reached out to all these departments, and so Terry Johnson's son is in the FBI. So as I've mentioned, I've tried to reach out to them. They won't take my calls. They hang up on me, and then they send me, and then I get this BS case. So again, as I've said, they're pursuing me again for misuse of 911. And what this relates to is events of 2025. We were being harassed by Jeff Reeves. These people, you don't know them, but they lied for the Gibsonville police. That's where all this stems from. They were being harassed, and the Gibsonville police would not charge any of them. I have all the internal communications, and that's the thing. No one has given me a chance to submit the information. And so when I get this, because had anybody actually attempted to investigate anything that I said, we would not be here. The whole reason I even had to reach out to Richard Hudson in the first place was because the FBI wasn't returning my calls, kept hanging up on me, and wouldn't investigate any of my claims. And they write this BS response. No, I've submitted multiple claims, and I have them saved that I could send. So as a matter of fact, when I get off the phone, I'm going to send a copy of this letter, and I'm going to send a couple of times that I've reached out more recently, and I'm going to be attaching the phone calls where they were hanging up on me. So with this new information, is there anything that could be done? Or again, like I'm irritated, but it's not at you, but it's at this letter because it contradicts everything that I've been documenting. I have a federal lawsuit against people including Jeffrey Smythe, the former DPH, over DPH, um, Senator Amy Galey, the assistant DAs, and so and I see at the end of the SBI, it's like, well, the district attorney can refer it. The district attorney, I have evidence showing that he was aware of the misconduct and is participating in it. And so this is a circular argument. So I don't want to take much more of your time, but I just wanted to say, is there anything else? How submitting this, whoever wrote this response is full of shit.
Yes, sir. So unfortunately, it's just not in our jurisdiction. So there isn't anything that we're able to do.
All right, let me ask you another question. So I noticed that Richard Hudson, I know that you guys tell me that it's not in your jurisdiction. Is NASCAR in your jurisdiction? I'm just curious about that. Is NASCAR something that is in your jurisdiction? Or because I see Richard Hudson posting about that all the time. That seems to have nothing to do with his job, yet he talks about it all the time. Is that part of his jurisdiction?
Sir, unfortunately,
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Office, and we legally, because of house ethics rules, we're unable to discuss that.
So what I'm saying is, he can post about NASCAR and other related stuff, but when it comes to doing something that's part of his job, he can't do that. And this is the stuff that you guys sent me this letter to justify not doing anything. This is exactly why America is in the state that it's in. It's people like Richard Hudson skate by not doing their jobs, and they flaunt it in our face. So I'm gonna let you go, but you have a good day, ma'am.
Details. So Jeffrey Smythe of the DOJ, he's the lead investigator. Um, he's friends with the Gibsonville police chief that covered up the crimes. So essentially, on August 7th, 2022, and I've reported this numerous times to the FBI. I don't know what's been done, but Officer Brennan.
All right, sir. If you reported this numerous times to the FBI, we have this information document, and thanks for calling.
Wait, I'm not finished. Please don't hang up on me. I have new information.
One moment while you're connected with the next available operator.
Hi, my name is Brian Turner, and I'm calling for two reasons. First of all, I've been trying to get help from the SBI in regards to the Gibsonville police, in which they took part in concealing a false arrest that the video camera captured shows. I have the internal communications showing them conspiring with the prosecutors to charge me, and I have a bunch of other stuff. Bottom line is that when I reached out to y'all, they hung up on me.
Carolina State
Give me
Bureau
that
of
and get a chance.
Investigation. If you are in need of emergency law enforcement assistance, please hang up and call 911. For assistance with the DCI network, SBI information technology, or reach an SBI agent after normal business hours, press 1. For assistance moment while you're connected with the next available operator.
Service, that's how may I help you?
My name is Brian. I just called a few minutes ago, and the call dropped, which seems to be a theme with this agency. So let me explain to you why I'm calling. So I've been reporting misconduct by the Gibsonville police chief, in which I have internal communications showing them conspiring with the prosecution. They hung up on me again.